Sometimes it's hard to remember, but it's actually sex is God's idea. And sometimes in society we see things so perverted that we forget that God had this idea all along for us. In Genesis 2:22, 24, and 25, it says, "That is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Adam and his wife were both naked, and they felt no shame." So how do we remind each other about our passion? One is little love reminders. You can send your spouse cards to work. And I have to tell you, Hobby Lobby has a great card line of 99-cent cards. I just went there the other day and picked out 10 of them for different kinds of things. And they're pretty inexpensive. Hallmark has them, but you can go to the dollar store and get them 2 for $1. So it's really a good deal. And what I do is buy just a group of cards, so I kind of have some things around when I need them. So sending cards to work, make sure you mark it personal if your spouse has somebody else open his mail, like my husband does. You can write love notes like you do maybe for your kids in their lunchbox, put it in his clothes or his car if he brings a lunch. Special food treats if he's not dieting. And then travel trips. When my husband travels or I travel, we put little gifts in a bag and we wrap them up, and sometimes we mark the day, but the last day is always a card that has something romantic on it, and we've been doing that for a long time. When I went to one of my first women's retreats, when I had little ones your age, I got a turkey baster. And you might think, well, that's weird, but I really wanted a turkey baster, and we didn't have a lot of money, so I was thrilled to get my turkey baster as my I love you gift. I wouldn't be so thrilled about that today, but our income's a little different now than when we had little ones. Okay, the next one is have sex frequently. Let's see, was it last week? Oh, maybe it was the week before. Well, yeah. Actually, I think maybe it was last month. Yeah, it was last month, February. That's not too many days ago, is it? Maybe it was January. Well, I can't really remember. So, I did actually look up the frequency of sex within married couples and found a lot of information, and I thought, no, I don't want to go there. Because it doesn't really matter what the national average is. It's what's right for you and your spouse if you're married. So if you really want to find that out, you can, but I really didn't think it served any purpose. If you can't remember when it last was, it's probably time again. Now, if you can't remember, there's an article that I found called, "Is Your Marriage at Risk of Being Sex-Starved?" And I really like this. These were some of the questions it said. Do you find yourself going to bed earlier or later than your spouse just to avoid the possibility he might get amorous? Or do you find yourself thinking or saying, by the end of the day, I'm just too tired and I have no interest in sex? So this really gives you an idea of what your attitudes are about sexual intimacy with your spouse. So I would really recommend that one.